Evening, everyone. And welcome to the platform. You know what time it is? It's the Mad Hatter Platter.
We're looking fly tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's Oscar nights for us.
Yeah. Sorry I can't bring you video on this one. Just due to some complications. But
we
yeah.
look good.
This is lucky episode number 7.
Woohoo!
And I have a very, very special guest. Been highly anticipated. Especially for me. I don't know about everybody else. I've been highly anticipating this episode. She's been very dear to me. She's awesome. Yeah, she's awesome. She's an awesome boss lady. Put a lot of years and a lot of dedicated hard work into the game. I've never seen anybody work so hard at what they do.
Diligently.
Yeah. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to LJ. LJ, say hello to the people out there listening.
Hello, people out there listening. Welcome to the craziness.
So LJ, tell us a little bit about what got you started in the business and what made you want to be
in restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was anything originally that made me want to be. It was I was in the Midwest in a little tiny town.
Okay, what part of it? What part of the Midwest? What's your tiny town part?
Tiny town was Butler, Indiana.
Okay.
So tiny little town, but it was something that I could do as I was going to school, and the hours were flexible and easy. And I found I liked it. I obviously tried some different things, but as I grew into it, it was just, I found that I actually enjoyed it later in life as things developed. I found I had a passion for it, because if you don't have a passion for it, it'll eat you alive.
Did it come easy for you?
It came easy for me, I think, because of the time. I grew up in the 70s, 80s. I grew up in small town Midwest. So people pleasing was something that was kind of ingrained into us. Everybody needed to get along, and it's a very different time than it is now. I found that I had a talent for it. I found I made great money at it. I found it came easy to me. But again, the passion for it didn't develop until a little bit later in life. Initially, it was just something that was easy to do.
Like making money during college or high school?
You made good money for a short time.
Did you always work in corporate? Did you work for mom and pops?
Both. I worked for corporate, and I worked for private owners. I worked for chef-driven. I worked for semi-fast casual. So I had a lot of exposure to a lot of different styles.
So what is the difference, if you don't mind me asking? Sorry,
and then I got a side quest question coming up.
What was the difference? What would you say would be a difference between mom and pop, corporate, and chef-driven? Like what did you like or dislike about those? Or what did you learn from each one?
You learn something different from each one.
Of course.
From corporate, you learn structure, and you learn
how to maximize your time.
A little bit, but it's the structure. And also, as I grew into it and got into the management end of things, there was that ability to always count on money being there if something happened. If the hot water heater blew, you know, there was the backing there. I've worked for chef-driven and private owners that those things happened, and you could just see the stress on their faces trying to figure out how to pay for stuff like that.
Right.
Chef-driven was probably my favorite, in that it was very creative. I worked with 2 just super chefs that were very passionate about what they did, so they wanted to teach it down. So every day we would have family meal, and they would cook meal, and we'd sit around and talk about what we were selling for the day. And
what? Just real quick, I'm curious. What is a super chef? I'm not familiar.
Oh
with
no,
that
not
term.
super chefs, but just super people. Just very,
really good at their
very good
craft.
at their job, but also not very little ego. They had to have ego because what they were doing. This was before the celebrity.
Right.
Oh yeah, before
Okay.
Yes Chef.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, chef.
Oh no, we still did the Yes Chef.
No, I know, but it's. I feel like it is blown up
It has
right
blown
now, and it's like I feel like they're promoting asshole chefs.
I don't know. They're not all like that.
I know.
But
They definitely have
I-
to have some ego, though.
Oh yeah, you have to have some
like
ego.
to do that job. I feel like you have to.
But I think they're getting a lot of the recognition that they didn't get before.
Yes, I agree.
Because when I was in the industry, it was still about the owners and who owned the restaurant. The chefs were definitely driving the food end of it, but again, they weren't always given the recognition. But I always got along with the chefs, so I would find myself expediting for them a lot, working in the window and making sure things were coming out. And I think that's where I learned how important it is that whatever product you're putting out, whether it be super fine dining, fast casual, whatever it is,
If you wouldn't eat
have
it.
you have to have a passion about what you're putting out and putting in front of people. You can't just put out whatever comes.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the things you have to remember, no matter what part of the industry you're working in, you have to do the best that you can and care about what you're doing, no matter
Absolutely.
how inexpensive the menu is or how costly the menu is. You have to have that level of service and care.
A side quest question. What town did you say you grew up again? in?
Butler, Indiana.
Okay, I was
I
just
dare you to find it on the map.
I'm just curious. What is it to do in a? Okay, so that's where you grew up, right? What do you do in Butler, Indiana? Did I say that right? Butler, Indiana.
Butler, Indiana.
But anyway,
You leave
Get
as
married,
soon as you
have
graduate.
children.
Yeah, you leave as soon as you graduate. No, it's
okay.
it's very small town America. So there were factories around. There was farming. It was very farm country. It was, there's not a big social scene, but what there was very family oriented, very town oriented. We would,
Yeah, community.
exactly.
Okay.
So-
Okay. So what did you do? What gave you like the passion to even come out to LA from? I know, like you said,
Yeah.
you graduate and you get out of there, but
No,
why did you choose LA?
Well, I didn't choose it.
I think it brought her here.
Yeah, I had worked with.
This is for the people that don't know.
About-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
I'm so excited.
worked in about 5 or 6 different places. I had a very good friend that I'd worked with at 3 of them that had taken a job with Roost Chris. I had not heard about Roost Chris before she had started the job there. And they needed a manager, and she begged me, and she begged me, and she called me, and she begged me.
Was
so
this
I-
Ruth Fertel?
Huh? No. This was one of my friends that I had waited tables
Oh,
with.
okay.
Because I'd managed off and on, and I just really didn't have the passion for it yet. I really enjoyed just waiting tables, going home, 5-6 hours shift.
Wait, hold up. I wish I had a.
I know.
But I don't have a.
The breaks.
You
Wait,
get to
so
go
wait a
home
minute.
at the end of it.
Hold on, folks. We're
car crash.
getting a little inside information. Linda Jordan was actually a waitress. Okay, so let's back up. I for the people out there, I did not know that. This is it's mind blowing to me, but I'm not surprised at the same time. Can you describe like how was your well, first of all, how long did you wait tables?
Till I was 33, 34,
Okay, so 10 years, 5 years, 6 years.
20.
Oh.
No, not quite 20. I started when I was 16. So.
Okay, so she put some work in.
16 years.
Wow, that's amazing. How did you like waiting? Like, how was that for you? How was that experience?
I loved it. I did it for so long. Like I said, it's you come in, you take care of your people, you do what you need to do, and you get to go home after the long shifts are 6-7 hours sometimes. And you get to go home and you don't have any more responsibility. You go home, you do whatever you're going to do. You don't have to go back until 3 or 4 the next day.
Right. Oh, okay.
You actually get to have a life.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Of course.
And
Even if it
money
doesn't
was-
feel like much of a life, but you
Yeah.
still get to have some.
and the money was good even at that time.
Okay.
So
Were you making bank? Were you bringing in the big bucks as LJ? Okay, let me. Hold on.
not to toot my own
I wish
horn,
you all
I
could
was
see
not
Ahmed's
yet.
smile is a Cheshire cat right now.
I
It is
was
ear to ear.
requested. I had my regulars.
Okay.
Okay.
Always because of the again, the work ethic, because of the Midwest background or whatever, they would always call me and pick up shifts or stay in clothes or whatever. And
Okay.
it just, you know,
What's one of your distinctive characters that made you the amazing server that you were? Like, what do you think was your
Your chef kiss.
yeah? What is what is your chef's kiss?
my chef's kiss. And it's no big secret, and really successful people do this all the time. Julie Olvera does this very, very well. You explain the menu. So if you have people that have not eaten there before, talk to them about what you like. Talk to them, guide them a little bit through the menu. So, and again, that's a little bit of salesmanship. You just don't walk to the table and say, "Hey, the ahi tuna is really good. What would you like?" It's a little bit of salesmanship. There's a little bit of, have you been here before? This is what I really like.
Right.
What do you like?
Suggestive
What
selling.
can I
Yeah.
suggest for you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You do the Sullivan
knowing-
nod too.
Yeah. And knowing the menu, that's why I think I enjoyed the chef driven so much. They
Yeah.
took the time to make sure, and we had written tests every week, because the menu would change.
The
slightly.
ingredients.
Or the dishes would change, and we had to know our stuff. I don't know if I could say we had to know our shit or not, but we had to
Oh yeah.
know.
You can.
Hey, this is the Mad Hatter platter. You could say whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
But if you
yeah, of
don't
course.
know, you don't know, then, and you get to the table and they don't trust you. If they trust you, they're gonna, be a little more,
Adventurous.
yeah.
Right, and I
Generous.
I think a lot of that translates through when you're a server, just coming across as confident. Because it's like a lot of times, even though I haven't served tables in years, but when I did, I would always notice that if you're confident in the way you stand and you know the products that you're selling and you know what's good, you could even persuade them to have something else.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that they might have came in with one idea, but you could just say, hey, listen, this is really good. We don't know, whatever it is. We don't normally have this, but this is amazing. You should try this if you want to have a different experience.
Yep.
So
And you
yeah.
get them to try shortbreads if they, haven't had them before.
Right.
Right.
But you have to just be straight with them. This is what it is. These are the flavors you're going to get out of it. If they feel adventurous, and they'll try it. If not, then they'll stick with the ahi tuna. But it's if you give them the choices and you make them feel comfortable, and they'll ask you questions too. They'll be more comfortable about asking you questions.
Okay.
Okay, so your friend asked you about coming to RC.
She begged and begged and begged, and they needed a manager, and so
You were just going to go straight in, like from serving to hired as a manager?
Well, I had managed a couple.
Oh, that's right,
places
you said
before.
that.
I just really, I would do it for a short time, and I would go back because I'm basically a lazy person. So I wanted
Words that have never
Yeah.
come out of my
Yeah.
mouth to describe LJ.
Yeah, I mean, if that's lazy, then I don't know what 100% effort is for some of these people that we've currently experienced over the years.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
I went in and interviewed and got the position, and that's where we had started with where the travel was, and that's where the travel started. So I was at Cleveland for a short time just after. they opened,
Ohio.
and then went.
Shout out to Cedar Point.
Went to Cedar Point. Went to Kentucky and opened that location.
Fun Tucky.
Yeah, I love.
How is Kentucky? Okay, so I've always been wondering because I think I just had my niece just went to Kentucky actually. She's like an insurance agent for companies to make sure that you stay your workers' comp is legitimate. Right? So she does that
Yeah.
kind of field of work.
Yep.
And she said she was in Kentucky about 2 weeks. So I was like, what do people do over there?
Well, I was fortunate. I was in Louisville, and that's how you say it. It's not
Louisville.
Louisville. It's Louisville.
Okay.
So it's a very cosmopolitan city. It's very, very cool. I didn't go outside of Louisville too much because it's a little too country, even for me.
Wow.
But I had a great time. There was always something to do. Great restaurant scene. A lot of privately owned places that again just had that passion for food, and very southern. I want to kind of equate it a little bit to New Orleans.
Nolans.
Just because of the private owners and the community, sense of community. It's this very, very big sense of community, and of course, there's always the Derby every year, and I really enjoyed my time there. I was there for about a year, and then I moved around a couple other places. I got promoted to GM and went to Miami. From Miami,
Oh wow, how was Miami for you?
I was only there for 3 months.
I love that
moved
place.
Me, they moved me as
I was
GM
like-
there to a location that they were in the process of closing down.
Oh man,
So here you're promoted, but you're going to lose your store in 3
already,
months.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then helped out a little bit in Fort Lauderdale with Coral Gables, and then from there I got very, very, very lucky. Went to Del Mar, and opened up Del Mar. Which
Oh
was
really? I didn't know that
yeah,
that was a thing for you. Oh wow.
absolutely beautiful. I was there for a year.
Okay.
Del Mar
Oh,
is a
I
beautiful
lied. I
location.
just realized I lied. I'm so sorry. It's a senior moment, folks. I'm so sorry. I blocked Houston out completely.
Do you mean Houston's the restaurant? Or you mean Houston the state?
No, Houston's a state.
Oh, okay.
The city within the state of Texas.
Although it is big enough to be
Yeah.
a state.
Yeah,
It's a
no
huge
kidding.
city.
I'm catching up on my.
Shout out to Ryan out there.
So sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Miami to Houston. I was only in Houston to 9 months. Hot and humid. Oh my lord, hot.
Yeah,
and humid.
man.
And then Del Mar, and then Irvine, and then.
What would you say is the core element you see in most customers? Like, what is the thing that most customers, or you, in your experience, that you think that most customers want, no matter what geographical background they're from, or what race, creed, or color, or anything like that? What do you think is a general rule that you go by that customers want?
Customers coming into Ruth's Chris, we'll talk about just that because that's where I was, but they want the experience. This is a big deal for them. It's costly. It's they want the experience. They want to come in and be treated well and have every tiny little detail attended to. So that's what they're looking for. People go to different places for different things. Obviously, people that are going to Pink's want something different than
Yeah.
going to Ruth's.
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
it's still they're going to that particular restaurant for a particular reason.
Right.
And I think that right now, in this climate, and especially the location I was at last year in Pasadena, it's all about the celebrations. They come to us to celebrate.
Absolutely.
And on any given night, I would say 3/4 of your reservations are celebrating something. As simple as a birthday anniversary, to new homes, to
Promotion.
passing the bar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
job
A baby.
promotions. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah,
And-
you're absolutely
and
correct.
Making that special for them, any little touches you can do to acknowledge that and celebrate that with them goes a long way.
I wanted to backtrack. Sorry. When was the first time you met Ruth Fertel? And you've always said amazing things about
Yeah.
her. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Opening Kentucky. I wasn't the GM for Kentucky. I had just went down as a manager and opened up Kentucky. But that was the second time. It was really the only time the first time that I'd worked with her. When I was training in Cleveland, they sent me a week to New Orleans. And that's where I first met her. I met her while we were having lunch at the home office one day. And just very casual, so we're just all sitting around the table.
That sounds nice.
I went in, I
Mhm.
put my little tray down next
Yeah.
to this very nice lady, and we're chatting, and it took me a moment to realize who I was chatting with.
Ruth Fertel is the founder of Ruth Chris, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry.
So it was always a sense of pride and a sense of home that we had a founder, that we had someone to live up to, that we had someone to set the way for us. And she did just an incredible job of building her employees, building her client base, and having pride and caring about what she did. It wasn't just a restaurant. She wasn't just going to open the doors and throw some meat on the grill. She took the time to learn everything. She took the time to take care of her people. She took the time
Yeah.
to take care of her franchise owners. It was all about people with her. And that legacy that she left us with is really what made that company so successful.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I heard she used to smoke a cigarette when she walked through the kitchen. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely. She lived right beside the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So there were mornings when we would go in and she'd be there cooking breakfast or doing whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it was very cool.
All right.
She stayed in that neighborhood even though it wasn't always the best neighborhood. but that was her neighborhood, and people looked out for her and took care of her.
Yeah.
And it was a very cool thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I just wanted to know, like, what the first time she met Ruth Fertel, and
That was there, and then, like I said, then to actually work with her with opening up the
I
restaurant
met-
was Kentucky.
Gay. Her best friend was gay, right? I met her in Louisiana, and she had told us
Lana or Gay? Lana.
gay.
Okay.
Gay. She was still in Louisiana when I went there, and they gave me the tour of the restaurant, and Gay was cleaning glasses, and she sat down and told us that when she had first bought Chris's Steakhouse, that she would purposely leave the door open to the kitchen so the customers could see her cooking and then run out and deliver the food and take the cash and charge out the bill. It was her and Gay, and I was like, dang, Gay, you put some time in. She's like, oh yeah, she was awesome, but she wanted customers to know, like, she was doing it all. And I was like, and it was Gay who had told her, you should put butter on the plates.
That's what I was just getting ready to ask. That's funny. So, do you know how the concept of the sizzling hot plates came up? Because that's something I'm not absolutely sure
Yeah,
of.
it wasn't initial. It wasn't the way it was done initially. The plates weren't quite as hot. A little pat of butter was always part of the process.
Okay.
But the plates were what most people considered hot plates, but kind of warmed plates.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, the plates would get to the temperature where the butter would start to sizzle. And Miss Ruth was a chemistry major, so she understood the chemistry behind the taste and the flavor and the heat on the steaks and the plates. But also from a marketing aspect, walking through the dining room and imagine you
Smelling
see this a
butter.
lot. You hear it, you smell it, and
Absolutely.
it draws everybody attention. If
Yeah.
they're done correctly, they're talking the entire way to the table. People are looking around and hearing that.
And people come there for that. I've
yeah.
been to tables where sometimes things are not up to standard, as you know, like the sound is not as consistent as it should be for the sizzle, and people will say, "Hey, oh, it's not sizzling," and I'll do it. I'll say, "Would you like for me to take them back and make sure that they're a little bit more sizzling for you?" But I just see people get disappointed when it's not.
Yeah. Or a fresh hot plate.
Yeah, it's just
And it's just like the birthday cards. If we drop the ball and don't get the happy birthday printed on a menu or something, people have come here because they've seen it online or they've had their friends tell them about it or whatever the case may be. It's those little tiny touches you have to be consistent on. Because, again, people are spending a good amount of hard-earned money to come there, and they don't mind as long as they're getting
the experience. Yeah, exactly.
Getting the experience.
Exactly. I'm not even trying to really make this about Ruth's Chris.
Yeah,
I'm trying
right.
to just bring a point of view from someone who has been inside a system and has excelled in that system and knows a lot of history about that particular company.
Right.
Just to be on a clear side. So my question for you today is, what would you say is your strongest characteristic that sets you apart from other GMs?
I don't know if it sets me apart from other GMs. Again, it goes back to the passion. I have a passion for what I do. So I really want the end product, the service, the food, the ambiance, the experience. I want it to be as close to what people are looking for so that they're going to want to come back. It's paying attention to details so that people are getting that. If you don't have that passion, if you're just out on the floor, whether you're good with people and you're chatting,
Take notes, managers.
or it's you have to pay attention to detail. What does the bar floor look like? What does is the front desk smiling and greeting people the way they're supposed to be? Are the servers walking with purpose? Are they standing in corners? It's a lot of, you have to have your head on a swivel to make sure that all those little things are getting taken care of, because people notice, whether or not you notice if there are paper on the floor in the bathrooms or whatever. People are going to notice that, and
Yes.
as long as it's important to you, you relay that down, then it's going to be important to your employees, and they're less likely to let it go. You're less likely time after time to have to tell them to do it. If you're consistent in telling them that these little details matter, then they're going to take care of it on their own. So it's just being the coach and letting them know, hey, this really needs to be done. Hey, did you notice? And that way, then they're looking for it. They're not just being told to do something.
And that is that's straight from the goat's mouth. If you guys are not familiar with what the goat is, you can chat GPT it.
Just Google. Yes. I remember in the beginning, one thing that I was super impressed with Linda that I had never seen a manager do to this point. She would walk outside because we had gas lanterns and she would make sure that they were working.
Driving me crazy.
And she would walk around the restaurant and I'd just see her looking up. And I asked her one night, I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, making sure all the bulbs are working. She's like, I think it's terrible to have a bulb out. And I was like, I loved that. Like, I love that because she paid attention to
detail.
all the
Yeah.
detail. And, you know, and this was when I was new there that she was always looking at stuff. And she would tell, you would come in early to tell like the cleaning staff too, like, okay, you're slacking on this area. There was dust up here. I can't be having dust in my restaurant because that restaurant is always pristine.
Yeah.
Because Linda paid attention to detail.
Right.
All right, so LJ, what has been a humbling lesson for you through the years? I mean, or how many, not how many humbling lessons,
many.
not how many, but
So
name
many.
a few things that you were like, oh, damn, shit, that hit home, or oh, darn, or
We all make mistakes. We all get it in our head. This is going to be the best way to do it. You have to remember to listen to the people that work with you. Sometimes they're just things that there's just absolutely no way to do. I think that when I first got to Kentucky, I still remember this. I was appalled and I couldn't turn this guy around. It was Derby. It was crazy. Their food was taking a long time. I went out to apologize, and I'm a very upbeat. I try to smile. I try not to, get confrontational with the guests. It just doesn't work. And this guy just wasn't having any of it, and he's just like, "Just stop smiling at me. Go take care of your job. I don't need you
Oh
here
my
smiling."
God,
And
one of
just
those.
went on about it,
Yeah.
and I realized I have to find a different way to sometimes deal with some people. Some people don't like the fast, friendly, this is what we're doing for you. Just to shut up and listen, and that hit home with me, and that was very humbling because it was all about the point I was trying to get across.
and he didn't give a shit about your point.
He didn't care about my point.
some people, they
He
don't.
wanted
Just
the problem
listen.
solved. Just he wanted to vent, and it's the same thing with employees. Sometimes when you're dealing with employees, they just want their opinion heard, whether they're right or wrong. Let them speak. Give them their opinion. Then you can come back with, well, this is what we can do within our confines. But stop and listen and stop. It's not more important to make your point,
Right.
no
Of course
matter how
you-
right you are or think you are. Listen.
You can make your point later.
Yeah.
So I have a question from one of our supporters. Thank you, everyone who has supported the platform so far. I'm sorry it's been a delay in the episode release. I try to keep it at once a month, but there's things going on behind the scenes, and but anyway, we're back with Lucky episode number 7. And one of the listeners wanted me to ask you how much of your personality is put into what you have done over the years versus what is corporate ones, and how has that impacted the level of service and expectations of the guests that come into the restaurant?
All right, it's all me. You can't not be yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do have to temper
Conform a little.
your responses and your how you're dealing with people.
Temper
To
is a
the
good
people.
word. I like it.
Yeah. You also have to remember that if it's your restaurant, then you can act a certain way or you can do things a certain way. If it's not your restaurant, then you do have to conform to what you're being asked to do. You may not agree with it. You have to find a way to sell it to your staff. Whether you agree with it, whether you don't agree with it, you have to make sure that they understand this is just something that they're asking us to do at this time.
Right.
If it doesn't work, then the feedback is important. Please keep me in the loop.
Right.
But it's not like I get a choice. If I had wanted to run my own restaurant, then I would have done something differently. But again, the whole financial aspect of owning your own restaurant is terrifying.
Right.
Right.
I've seen so many people just lose everything. So that's what it has. It has to be you. You can't not be yourself.
Okay.
But
Would you say things like mouthwash, that little things like that? Would you say that was your touch?
that's 100% me, and it comes from having worked at other Ruth's Chris. It comes from wanting to make sure the guests are getting that experience. When we first started that, would get so many comments on that, and again, it got to the point where it was just expected. But it's those little touches that make the
Absolutely.
restaurant special. It shows that you care.
Care,
It shows
yeah.
that you have a certain level of standard, and then they start trusting you a little bit more.
Absolutely. I would give another yay to that right now, but I don't have the sound effects, so I'm just gonna go
Good
yay.
job, Collie. I was getting a little afraid. I thought I'd have to hunt you down if it was a hard question.
I tried to phrase that as professionally as possible.
You did very well.
What has been the scariest thing for you being in restaurant? And this is any restaurant. Leaving late at night,
Leaving late at night never
being in charge of money.
bothered me. That
Hey, Linda's a beast.
bothered
Nobody's
me.
bothering her.
This most uncomfortable, I flat out honest, scared I got. I had been in New York for just a short time, and this was two
Shout out to
stories.
NY.
We had a bottom level where the bathrooms, the offices, and the bar was, and that was in the basement level, and then we had the restaurant up above. And so once everything was closed down, we would, obviously I would go down, would count money, and start putting things to bed. And the ceilings and the doors, these were huge high ceilings, 30-foot ceilings, whatever
Oh,
they
how
were.
beautiful.
The doors were double doors. There's a lot of marble.
Oh my gosh.
They weren't. Nothing was insulated, so the sound echoed throughout there because of all the marble. So one night I'm down there and I was by myself and getting ready to close and go home, and there was someone out on the street, not quite mentally all there, and was screaming and hollering and carrying on, and the sound just echoed throughout. I
Right.
was just convinced he was in the restaurant doing the screaming, so I'm getting ready to dial 911. I'm looking for, the office door was locked. I'm like, okay,
You're like, can I just
out?
sleep in here for the night?
Exactly.
Till the sun comes
If
up.
I stay really quiet, should I turn the light out? What should I do? And I eventually figured out that it definitely was outside. But I won't lie, that is probably the most terrified that I was at any time during the restaurant business. And I would walk home at 2:00 in the morning most nights I was in New York, just because there's so many people on the street.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I never felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But that particular night, just because he was quite loud and quite vocal and
Yeah.
a little.
New York is definitely a very interesting place. I actually would like to piggyback. I mean, I know you wasn't asking me this question,
That's
but
okay.
I'm gonna
I keep
actually-
interjecting my experiences. You can interject
I'm gonna
yours.
actually share an experience. So, of course, this is gonna date me, but I'm okay with that. So I remember this was around the time of 911. This was right after 911 just happened, and my restaurant, of course, I don't know if I shared this story before on the podcast, but maybe for those just tuning in, but. So my restaurant was located on Fifth Avenue, across the street from Saks Fifth Avenue, if anybody knows where that's at. So you could basically see the World Trade Center,
Center.
situation.
Ugh.
So I would just remember just standing there watching the buildings go down and just being like, it's crazy. And I wasn't gonna actually say this part of the story, but it's just coming to mind. I was just discussing this with someone else. One of the things that made me feel a certain type of way about 911 was it was the first time in New York City where I felt like there was no racism. Like everybody was American. It was, I mean, I know it's a tragedy, but I felt like everybody was unified.
Yes.
And there was this one time when I was riding from the Bronx into my job because we were still open, and my restaurants are always open no matter what the tragedy is. For some strange reason, that's the path I have. But so I'm riding down. I'm riding from my house in the Bronx into my job, and this guy with a turban is standing on a platform, and you can just feel. You'll see where I'm going with this, but anyway, you could just feel the tension of everybody just looking at him, and he gets in the train, and he sits on the train, and he's just like tippy-toeing, like sitting down, and it's like everybody was just like, oh, I know this guy better not try anything. We're gonna kill him. But anyway, maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see how that comes out once I listen to it. But anyway, the moral of the story is for a couple of days, there would be like random people leaving bags in the restaurant. And then they would call and be like, there's a bomb threat.
Get out.
Yeah, so like there was,
Oh my God.
there were
It
times
gave me the chills.
there were times when it was like they still didn't let you go home though. They was like, yo, you gotta close out and do your side work before you can go. I'm like, yo, we about to get bombed. I gotta still put away.
People would say that.
Yes, and it would happen so often, and anyway, and that's my story. My story is that was scary because it's just knowing that at any given time you could be, and we had a big glass
Oh my God,
pane.
that's awful.
We had a big glass pane right there on Fifth Avenue, and that's where everything always happens anyway. The parades and everything. And
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
remember thinking like, yo, I could just walk out front to just go check and see what's going on with the host, and then boom, I could be blown up. So that's actually one of my scary experiences.
People in those situations, for a very short time, we all bond together, and then all of a sudden, people
You'll
start
take
doing
advantage of it.
stupid things.
Oh
I
my
man.
gosh.
Yeah.
Easy.
So I'm sure I don't know who would want to know this, but I think that some people are curious. And I know we were talking about this earlier. By the way, we're recording, just in case you're wondering. I'm trying to keep it spontaneous. But anyway, I heard you like cats, LJ.
Yeah.
LJ. What kind of cat? How many cats do you own? Like, what kind of cats do you own?
I just like pets. I've always had pets growing up. 4-H for those of you from the
Oh my
Midwest.
gosh, the Midwest and your 4-H. I love it. I have
Always
nieces
4-H.
in Iowa.
Pigs and cows and rabbits and
I love
dogs.
pigs. Pigs are really sweet animals, by
They're
the way.
very smart. But cats, just because I'm not home very much, or I wasn't home very much, so I had to have a pet that could take care of itself. I always grew up with dogs. I did dog training for years and years and years and taught it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of dogs?
Obedience training.
Oh my gosh.
I had German Shepherds, but in my classes I had everything from a Newfoundland to...
This is big information we get
not
right
very-
now, guys.
Yeah.
I know, I love it.
The not so
See?
attentive Irish setters are beautiful animals, but oh my lord, they have the attention span of fleas.
Oh
Oh
wow.
my
So-
God. Of cats.
Yeah. Right now I have 2 kitties, Simon and Garfunkel, and
So much.
If you be my bodyguard.
just really sweet animals.
I was thinking bridge over troubled water.
Okay. Hey, if you guys don't know who Simon and Garfunkel is, you should definitely go look up that duo because they were like the Bobby McFerrin before Bobby McFerrin, right? Don't worry, be happy, guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? They were
Yeah.
like before that.
Wholesome, happy music,
Absolutely, man. I mean,
Very New York too. 5th Street Bridge song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you know what? So being that we're kind of diving into that, I'm always curious because I'm just gonna make this statement before she makes her statement. I think if I talk to someone and I'm trying to get rid of the spirit of judgment. I'm really working on that. It's a thing for
I
me.
shouldn't laugh.
Just so you know, I'm working on it. But I think if a person says they don't listen to music, I think something is very wrong.
Somebody say that?
There's people that I know that I talk to. I won't mention any names, but they say, and I'm judging, but I'm not judging. Like, I'm not judging
You're
hard.
trying to drop that side.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to drop that side. But what's your music collection like? What do you listen to? Like, what's your go-to?
There really isn't. My go-to is probably the early rock. I grew up on Motown. I really liked Motown for most of my young adult life. I get into Zydeco. I got into Irish folk music. A little bit of opera. I'm not as educated in it as I would like to be, but there's parts of opera that I like. I'm not big into the headbanging metal music.
Okay.
But growing up in the 70s, I mean, there was a lot of rock, hard rock, I guess you would say.
Okay.
Steely Dan.
I'm thinking like
Is it
Jefferson Airplane.
true? Let's see how much I know about LJ.
Yes.
Is it true? This is a rumor, okay? We're gonna get into some rumors here.
Lord.
And remember, if you don't want to answer the
Happy
question,
rumors
you
get
can,
started.
you can plead the fifth.
Good.
This is a rumor. So the rumor is that you think Common, the rapper, is handsome.
I think he's very handsome. I find somebody that doesn't think he's handsome.
Yeah, sure is.
But then I think Aaron Neville, sorry, is handsome.
Okay.
Aaron Neville.
So
Okay.
You heard it from the GOAT, ladies and gentlemen.
in a very different way.
Also, too, do you like that song by Leaders of the New School called "Here We Go Yo, Here We Go Yo"? So what's the scenario? Is that true?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Just don't like the hardcore.
What just, speaking of goat, what just gets your goat? What pisses you off?
Oh, what is
What?
your pet peeve, right?
What is your,
Yeah.
okay, or how many pet peeves? I don't care if you go,
It,
like, just lay them out.
okay. Well, there are way too many to
Give us your top three. We got to limit her to the top three then.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mention one, and it's something so simple and so. If you work within a corporate structure and you want things done a certain way, you don't always get to pick and choose which standards you follow. So for me, the one thing that just absolutely drives me nuts, because it's such a simple little thing, is where the soup spoons go on the table when you're serving a soup.
Okay.
It's such a little thing. It goes over the top with
of the plate.
The handle
Yeah.
to the right.
So not next to the steak knife. You want to lose your
next to the
shit?
steak knife, not in the soup, no,
Right.
no, whatever.
Not in the soup.
It is just such a simple little thing, and it just takes a little bit of discipline, and it just shows you the level of caring, attention, commitment that those employees may have.
I'm sorry. I gotta make sure that I understand this, because this is something that I do try to implement when I am serving soups. And I think I remember you saying, right? Okay, I just want to make sure I have
Dessert and soup. Go ahead.
the detail of it. So when you drop, because this is a show about details too, as far as when it comes to extraordinary customer service, and things you should be taking into consideration when you're serving guests. So you're saying to me that when I drop the spoon off, it should be in the 12 o'clock position, and the spoon side, the biggest part of the spoon, should be to the left of the guest, and then the thinnest side should be to the right?
The handle.
The handle.
Is
yes, correct.
is that correct? Okay, cool. Okay. I didn't know exactly, because I think I remember one time you mentioning something to me about the soup. Maybe you weren't talking to me, but I remember.
Yeah.
And so I always try to implement that. As a matter of fact, when I was dropping off something the other day, I was like, oh, make sure it goes on the top. I just remembered that rule. Anyway, recently there was an article that came out on Ruth's Chris, and that was saying that they're trying to implement the dress code again. And my thing is if you're going to implement a dress code, the dress code has to be all the way dress code, not just remove your baseball caps. What happened to the things like you need to come in a sports jacket? You know what I'm saying? You need to dress up because you're celebrating a special occasion. And, to touch on what you were saying earlier, not in your pajamas. You know what I'm saying? Not in your stripper dress.
Oh yeah. Stripper dress. Oh,
You know
my
what I'm
gosh.
saying? And it's just
With
like
tape covering the nipples.
yeah, it's
That
just
was an
like
awesome one.
it's incredible to me that these standards have kind of been lost. And I understand, like, we're moving, we're changing, and times are changing, but I still think that you can hold the standard to have everyone feel like this is a special occasion, not a club.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Or-
I think that leads us into our next segue. Segway, like the bike company that made the first things that you could stand up on with the wheel.
I saw one.
So,
I want one so badly. Somebody gifted me one when you're out there.
Yeah, Linda's looking for a segue, guys. There's all types of models. But this leads us into our next question. So this is for the people. The people want to know about this. I mean, at least I think they do.
the people.
Yeah, it's all about the people. Just remember.
Marilyn Manson.
Anyway, so my question to Miss LJ, aka Linda Jordan, aka Boss Bitch.
Serious.
I gotta throw that in there for the ladies because I know ladies are gonna love that.
First boss bitch.
So I don't know if I would call it an obsession, and I can't say what I saw. I'll say what I saw off camera or off podcast, but I think it would be justified to call it obsession.
Yeah.
But so you have a crazy extensive purse collection. You collect from a certain brand. Can you tell the audience? Okay, this is going to be probably a multi-layered question.
Yes.
But could you tell the audience why Kate Spade and what it is about Kate Spade that makes you say, I have to have that?
Sure. It's definitely a problem. Okay.
Well,
I'm not even going
it depends on how you view that. That might not be a problem.
I'm not gonna, when I had first gone to New York, for whatever reason, she's a very New York iconic brand.
Okay.
She, when I first got there, which was over 20 years ago now,
Okay.
I went to Bloomingdale's and I'm walking around and they had the huge selection out.
Okay.
And it was just such an iconic New York
Shout out to
thing.
Bloomingdale's.
Obviously she's a designer and I loved her designs. But that's when I bought my first one and then kind of
Well, okay, hold on.
addicted to it from
Hold on. What was your first Kate Spade collectible or
First Kate Spade collectible
yeah.
was actually a white tote vinyl with Kate Spade, just very.
Do you still own that?
I still have it.
Oh, I wish I had a picture of that.
I still have it.
Okay.
It's in very good shape because it was just iconic New York to me.
Okay.
I absolutely adored New York. I loved living in New York. I liked the people and the whole point of it.
Right.
So that was my way of kind of holding on to it. And after that, I enjoyed her designs. And then when she passed, obviously things changed.
Right.
Different
Okay.
designers doing things and things changed a little bit. But I still, I'm still addicted. I still find styles that I really enjoy. And
Okay.
yes, I do have a problem.
Are we allowed to ask how many you own?
Oh heavens!
In the
at one point,
approximate?
All I can say is she says less than 25, she's
oh
lying.
no, it's definitely not less than 25. At one point, I was obsessed with crossovers and a certain design style. So anytime they put out a new one in that,
Can you give us? I'm curious because I'm gonna say this, and you guys might think I'm a male chauvinist for saying this, but I don't think women buy purses to attract men because men never say, "Oh, you seen that purse? I really want to be with that lady."
No.
I think women buy purses for other women, right?
No. Do you
No,
see how much
totally.
shit we carry? Jesus Christ.
No, no.
Yeah, but
men.
I feel like
No.
I feel like it's always so other women can be
No.
like, "Did you see my expensive purse?"
yes, it is.
I
totally
think it's
for
an
other women.
accessory, and I like that shit to match.
I'm not saying there's no exceptions to the rule. I'm
Oh.
just saying I think a majority of the time it's women to see
It is.
for other women to see I got this purse.
It is. It's very much. No matter what we say, it's very much like the shoes that we get.
Mm-hmm.
I love my shoes.
Unless the guy has a little bit of a fetish of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
But
For
men
the
in
most
nice
part.
shoes is sexy.
women with the high heels is very sexy, but I guarantee you that they could care less about the style or whatever, or the brand
Really,
or whatever.
we
It's
work
just
with
the
a
heel.
very tall
It's
gentleman
just- but
who
it's
has
the
a
heel.
lot of Michael Jordans.
I realize that, but I don't know that he really
He
I
has
have,
a
I have
shoe
no,
fetish.
I have no clue who
Yeah.
you're talking about.
about women's
Lies.
shoes. Okay? But the guys like the heels. It's very, whatever. But for women, it's definitely we do it for each other. It's
Right,
definitely
right.
Showing off for each other.
So what would you say? I know you're probably gonna. I can't speculate too much, but because I got a feeling I already know the answer. But what would you say is your? And listen, I want you to answer this honestly, not just because I got you,
I know.
or not because you received something from me. That's from the Kate Spade
Why
collection.
am I scared of this?
Don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared of. What would you say is your favorite Kate Spade piece?
Oh,
I have two. Right.
Oh, okay. She's got two.
I
Okay.
have two. I have a. It's a fold over. It looks like a folded over newspaper. It's a clutch.
Oh, I know that
And-
one.
and
Black
it
and
looks-
white.
Yeah.
Black and white looks just like a
Yeah.
newspaper. It opens up. I get so many comments on that. I have one that I would carry. That's not in the greatest shape, so I got another one that I can kind of keep in pristine.
Right. Okay.
And then I had some very, very dear, sweet friends that got me. It's a MetroPass it's a little card holder, but it reads very New York thing. That not everybody knows what that is, and especially now they've done away with them.
Very, very rare piece, by the way, folks.
Yes, and that too means a lot to me. It's very New
That's
York.
awesome.
It's-
how cute.
That's
was
awesome.
From some very, very dear friends.
Yes. Absolutely.
Those are my two.
Okay. By the way, this is the best episode we've ever done. By the way, just off on the record and off the record. But I always say that about every episode. So this is the best episode, and I want to thank LJ for coming on. But what I want to ask you is, I love this question.
Oh, Lord.
Tell us something about you that we don't know.
I feel like we've worked together for so long. There's really
Yeah, but it's not just me. It's not just me and Nicole.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's really anything. I am very assertive when I'm at work. I am very much a take charge, be in charge. I act like I know exactly what I'm doing. I don't.
Boss
Yeah,
bitch.
exactly.
bitch.
And the bitch word has got to be a very badge of honor now.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
yeah.
Where before it was meant to hold.
I'm only saying that because I feel like that's appropriate.
No,
for
it
this,
is. It's a badge
this
of
type,
honor
this
now.
this type of scenario. It's not like I use boss bitch all the time.
Yeah.
So
But I think when outside of work, I am very easygoing. I really don't want to make decisions. And that's kind of.
I get you.
I just want.
Yeah, when you make
somebody else
decisions
to-
all
Yeah,
day
you
long.
want to
I
come
want
home and
someone
have
to
somebody else make it
do
for you.
it.
I want somebody else to
Yeah.
tell me where we're going for dinner. I want somebody else to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
I
Oh, wow.
get it.
So
I get it.
I'm just a completely different person. We did personality tests one year at Ruth's Chris, and I took one at work and one at home, and my results were so different.
Oh, dramatically different.
Dramatically
Isn't that so
different.
funny? When you get to work, you're just, we all have our mask. Whether we pretend like we don't have them or not, we truly do. Because
I'm always me. I'm just a little.
This-
I'm just.
this
I'm
I
just
can
a little
believe.
bit. I'm just a little bit more dramatic
Angrier.
when I'm outside of work.
dramatic.
This, like,
I'm a little bit more reactive.
That was such a good word. Dramatic. No. Oh my gosh. I've had some of the best times with Ahmed outside of work. Concerts. I mean, love going to concerts with him. It's the best time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Dramatic, I wouldn't throw in there, but that's funny that you say that.
Well, you gotta phrase things a certain type
I
of way.
know,
man.
I
We got
know.
we got
Oh my
listeners
God.
listening.
I know. Oh my gosh. I love it.
And anybody who knows me knows.
a man enjoys life.
Yeah, man. You know what? And that kind of needs. That kind of leads it to my next segue. Don't forget that Linda's looking for a segue. But
Touche. Way
Yeah.
to bring that back. That was good.
Yeah. You know, and it goes back to what I want to get into next, which is my next topic which is I always like to have this as an ending of the show, which is, you know, my words of wisdom. And I thought about this, you know, I thought about this one thing, and you know I'm trying to get rid of the spirit of judgment, and I'm trying to be less judgy. It's hard for me, but I'm doing my best. But my thing is I am trying to work on just getting rid of vanity. You know, not necessarily for me, but I just want to, you know, spread the message out to people of what I think vanity is, because maybe what I think vanity is not the same to everybody. I think a lot of things of what I think is not the same to everybody, but the way I see it in a broad perspective is that vanity is something that you have at a certain time in your life, and it may be muscles, it may be hair, it may be beautiful features, nice eyebrows, it may be biceps. I don't know, whatever you think it is. But vanity is forever fleeting. And I would like for some people to take into consideration that vanity is something that it's like anything in life. It doesn't last forever. Everything has a ex. You know, I think one of my ex-girlfriends hated when I said this, but everything has an expiration date.
It does.
You know, and nothing.
Our bodies.
Like
true
nothing stays.
Value of that.
Yeah, nothing stays the same forever, guys. So in this lifetime, what I want to say about vanity is don't become attached to anything. If you're going to become attached to it, just know that it's a possibility that it may flee, or that it may change, or it may be different, and that there's different levels to vanity. But don't let vanity be something that outwardly, like physical appearances, don't let it be the all in all for you, because at the end of the day, it's about what's inside of you and what integrity do you have, and what you've been doing here while you've been on this planet. Not your political belief, not your religious belief, but who you are as a person. How have you presented yourself since you've been here on this round planet that some people might say is flat? I'm gonna extend it to the ladies. And Linda Jordan, is there anything that you might want to add to that words of wisdom?
I'll tie into that a little bit. It's a Mother Teresa saying, the good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway.
Yay! Of course. I love that.
Praises may not get sung, but it's just do the little good things every day.
You know what? I mean, I know we're supposed to be wrapping up the show, but this just sparked another question for me. If this was a perfect world, LJ, and you can open up your own restaurant, and you can have it run the way you wanted it to run, what would that, you know, without getting too crazy? I'm not saying that you would.
I would be her wine director.
Absolutely.
What would your concept be? What would set you apart from everybody else that is running restaurants?
I don't know as necessarily it has to do with the concept as much as it has to do with the way it's run. And quite honestly, I'm as proud of Ruth's Chris and the family that I built here in Pasadena.
Absolutely, I am too.
As anything else that I've done, and I've loved every one of the however many restaurants
Right.
in it, because they've all taught me different things, and it all brought me to a place where I could bring it back to Pasadena.
Right.
But the family that was there was, and that's why I stayed for so long, was absolutely the best part of any job that I've had, quite honestly.
Okay.
And that's what it's about.
Right.
You have to be able to love what you do, to quote Miss Ruth, because then when you're going to work, it's still going to feel like work, but it doesn't feel like
Right.
work.
Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my quote,
We're ready.
All right.
something that stood out with me recently was, if you haven't picked up listening to the show today with Akmadan and I,
Wine, aka Wine Girly.
LJ is somebody who we completely admire,
Absolutely.
and there's hundreds of people that
Yeah,
admire her.
absolutely.
That she's made a better server, she's made a better chef, she's made a better back of the house, because of her managerial duty because she's a great leader, because she's a kind person, and the list goes on and on.
Right.
But this is why I know we are both honored to have her onto the show tonight.
Absolutely.
So sometimes people forget that heroes don't have to be a Spider-Man and a Superwoman. Heroes can be your husband, your wife, your spouse, and your boss. And Linda has been one of my heroes, and I think Akmadan thinks the same. It's why we were both so excited and honored for the show.
Absolutely. I'm still stoked, even though I'm in the interview right now. I don't even know what the after effect is gonna be like, but yeah.
So my words today is heroes are sometimes don't forget to look a gift horse in the mouth and what you have right in front of you. You have heroes every day, and it can be the people that are right in front of you that make your life so amazing.
So listen, I want to thank everybody that's here right now. Wine Girly, I want to thank LJ. I want to thank you both for being here. I'm also going to thank myself. Sometimes you get into a situation where you're like, man, should I keep going? Should I keep doing this? And, you know, I just got to remember God's words, which God's words is like, just do it. Just do you. And
Are you sure that wasn't Nike? Sorry, I'm sorry.
I think Jesus went to the mountains first before there was even a Nike. Unless he had Nike sandals on. I don't know, man.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's
Had a
cool.
little bit of
Save
wine.
that one for Gary then.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he's hopefully Mr. G. Lou, the greatest, the legend, as he calls himself, will be on our next episode because I know he's an avid listener, so I already know. But yeah. So with that being said, I just want to thank you guys personally, both for spending some time. You know, really, you guys are spending time with me, and I'm spending time with you. So we're spending time with each other to what I would think would equate to a scenario where people will listen and feel something from this. Lucky episode number 7 is going to be the most viewed. And it might take us into a plateau that maybe we didn't realize that it was going to come. But yeah, and I hope that everybody has enjoyed this show just as much as we have. And I hope that you get something. My thing is, I don't even hope that you get. I know you're going to get something out of it. I'm not hoping. I know you'll get something out of it, and you'll take something and put it towards your life, and hopefully that will improve what you do. And like Linda said, you got to really love what you do. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like LJ for her faults or her greatness is that's on you. But we have to remember that nobody's perfect, bro. This is called humanity. We're not robots. Nobody's perfect. So we need to stop looking for everybody to be perfect in every way. But what about the ways that they are great at? What about the things that they are great at? And that's the things that we need to recognize and understand about the people that have come before us and that have put time into this business.
Imagine working in a restaurant where everybody's the same.
Mm-hmm.
It would be boring. You have to have the personalities. You have to have the people that want to do the job well and want to please people, but they come in all different sizes and shapes and personalities.
Right.
And that diversity across makes the job more entertaining, more fun. If we all were exactly the same and little robots, oh my word, shoot me now.
Yeah.
A 12-hour shift just became 25.
Yeah.
So finding, and again, that's where you're building a family if you're lucky. Finding all those personalities to come together and want to work with each other. There are times when it's a little bit dysfunctional, but for the most part, they all get along together, and it makes the job much more fun.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone. If you haven't, me and Nicola on YouTube. We are also on Spotify. We are also on Amazon, and we are also on Apple. Peace.
Cheers.